So this is an overview of what you would need to customize shoes. This is what I use. So I'm gonna jump into each item one by one and break it down just real quick, what it does, why you need it, blah blah blah. Let's go. For those of you that actually like to remove soles and put them back on, or fix stuff or restorations, glue, hammer, pincer. Why are these important? Why did it go along? I'll tell you why. All right, number one, glue. Barge Cement Infinity, is it? Yeah, Infinity. This is a clear glue. Basically how it works is you put one coat on one side of the material, let's say the bottom, one coat on the other side of the material, let's say the top of the midsole or whatever the case, or the top of the sole. Let it sit till it gets dry. You get a heat gun. You heat gun both sides where you put the glue on. It's contact cement. So once it touches, it's stuck. So make sure to heat gun both sides, or ultraviolet light, black light. Once it's ready, put it together. Now make sure it's on the right side. Put it together. Once it's together, again, it's contact cement. Grab your hammer, bow, smack that shit. Just like that. Don't ruin the material now, but make sure it's smacked down hard and tight. And if you have hard corners to get the little pincer right here. If you don't get the actual toe box or something, cuff it, bow, right there. Keep it tight. Probably like 2 hours or so if you want to be safe, a day. And you should be chills. Barge cement is what I use for clear. Pretty much the most important thing you need for customizing shoes. I mean, this is the end all be all. The paints. Angelus paint, Createx, and Spectra. Alright, let's get to what some of y'all really want to find out about, which is what type of paint to use. Now, of course, the standard is Angelus paint. Everyone knows about it. Everyone likes it. It's proven. No questions about it. Get Angelus paint. It's real good for hand painting. Real good for layering. Depending if it's opaque or not. If you know what that means, look it up. You know what I mean? Angelus, number one. Number two, Createx, airbrushing. Now, you can airbrush Angelus paints if you have the right dissolver to make this a little bit more watery. It's too thick to airbrush. It's too thick. You put it in an airbrush gun, it's not gonna work. But Createx is already ready. It's airbrush paint, so it's perfect. And it's thick. Now, I use Createx and Spectra. What is Spectra? Spectra is an airbrush paint as well, but it's more watery. This one is a lot more liquidy than this one. This one's a little thicker. I don't know if you can hear the difference. Spectra is more watery. Createx is a little thicker. If you're doing brochures or a knit material that you're painting, you want to use something more watery. It'll help seep into these little holes and the pores a lot better if it's more watery. Now if it's thicker, it'll create a layer on top of the material. So this is probably better on foam posits, depending. It's a lot better on leather. So depends on what you want. And again, you can get buffers and dissolvers kind of water this down more or make this thicker. But Spectra comes a little more watery and Createx comes a little thicker. Masking tape. Different types of masking tapes. This, besides the actual paints, is probably the most important thing you need. Acetone. Acetone. Very important, my child. Acetone. Number one, if you're taking off soles, what you want to do is heat the bottom up, pour a little bit of acetone in between the cracks. A little bit, because you might ruin the material. Help to get the bottoms off. Acetone number two, when you're painting, you made a mistake, or you want to take off the actual initial factory paint. Acetone. I mean, it's very, very handy to remove glue, remove paint. Plain and simple. Any brand is fine, just get acetone. Gloves. I think we all know why. Keep your fingers clean. A ruler. I don't have a direct reason as to why as of right now, but I guarantee you're going to need a ruler at some point. The second most important thing you need for customizing shoes is an actual airbrush. Because you can do stuff by hand, but you need this and the cleaner. Airbrushing sucks. You want to know why? Because every time you airbrush, the paint inside the little nozzle gets dry and it gets stuck. You have to clean it in 30 seconds. So you need the airbrush cleaner. Put the airbrush cleaner inside your gun frequently. Make sure it's well lubricated, because if it gets stuck or clogged, that's about 30 minutes gone from your work time. So yeah. Stencils. Now some people say stencils are cheating, but it depends on you. It's still important. A Dremel. This is what I would call a wild card. The Dremel. Now those of you that do full recon, you know what I'm talking about. When you take the sole off, sometimes the midsole is left on the actual sole. Get that Dremel. get that little bit of sole off. 1, 2, if you do molding, you should know the Dremel is very important. Pens, pencils, pretty straightforward. Everything starts on a pen and pad, then it goes to reality. Wild card number 2, food, Joe. You need your food and your beverage on deck because you're going to be working hard. A sleeper, scratch resistant sealer, Riley Restorations. Scratch proof sealing, Riley Restorations. Again, the best sealing I've found so far that's flexible, that doesn't leave too much of a bad layer on top of it. Basically, it's exactly what it is. Once you're done with the actual shoe, you're done painting it. Get this, you layer it on top of the midsole, not the fabric, the midsole. And once you lay it on top, it makes it harder to get nudges and scratch and dirt on top of the actual midsole, so it actually helps it last longer. Every airbrush slash sole remover's best friend, a heat gun. Alright, so that's it for this video. A quick basis of what you need to customize shoes. If you want to contact me, go on my Instagram page, @Ellie_shoechains. Text me or write down below on this video, you know what I mean? You know, like, share, subscribe, you know, all that good jazz. A lot more videos coming soon. 750 Mag Part 2. Yes, I know, it's been delayed. A lot's been happening. It's coming out. What's been happening? I'm going into production in late March, so by July I will have 2,000 pairs of my first shoe design coming out. Stay ready for that. You know what I mean? In the meanwhile, more customs coming. Phone Positive Pros. Turn the lights on. Bow. Turn the lights off. Yeah, so new swoosh with the LEDs in them. Something different I'm doing. I'm gonna have a full video on that soon as well. So yeah, that's it for this time, and